Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I got an idea for a video that y'all could listen to while you do the Vault event. The video is gonna be I'm Googling Gems of War, who, what, when, where, and why, and also how. And I've kind of typed these in to test them real quick, and I'll let you know who doesn't really work, so I might change it to like which, and you definitely have to add how onto the end because some of these only come up with a couple searches and some of them only come up with nothing, and some come up with like a bunch. So how is going to be the one that has a lot of them, Gems of War how, but who, what, when, where, why, and how, maybe which as well. Got this idea from another channel that doesn't do Gems of War. So if you want to know who it is, let me know. It's like a wrestling thing. All right, let's go. Gems of War. Who, what, when, where, why, and how, and maybe which. But I'll show you the best one's going to be how, so we'll put that one at the end. But while you play the Vault event, good luck on the Vault event. Remember, Iron Hawks are the way to go. Double Iron Hawk while you do your Gnomapalooza to make sure you can kill all the gnomes. Triple Iron Hawk while you're looking for the verses somewhere like Wild Plains over and over and over and over. If you don't have 2 or 3 Iron Hawks, use Rowan, Black Hawk, or Black Manacles, Rowan, Mirage Queen, and Leprechaun. And if you don't have Doomsayer level to 100, go ahead and use the Moon Mage team. Go look that up on my channel. Sinnycool Moon Mage. All right, let's go. Who? See what I mean here? Who doesn't really come up with anything, so we're going to skip by who and maybe switch to which? I don't know. Let's try which. Gems of War. Which kingdom to level first? Your magic kingdoms are the kingdoms you want to level first. So that's like Karakoth, Darkstone. Doing this off the top of my head. Oh, I do have the game up. I could. It's Karakoth, Darkstone, Zolkari, Silverglade, and Blighted Lands, I think. So yeah, Blighted Lands. So Darkstone, Blighted Lands, Karakoth, Zolkari, and Silverglade are the way to go, are the kingdoms to level first. Because they're magic kingdoms, you get a stat, you get a magic stat for your whole account, and you want to get that magic sooner because the magic is the best stat in the game. It affects more things than anything else. It affects how much damage you're going to be doing and all that. So make sure to do one of those magic kingdoms first. All right, Gems of War, which armor, it says? Death Knight armor is the one you want to buy, if that's the question. Death Knight armor is the one you want to buy. If you're not buying, if you're doing free to play, you want to look for the Dragon armor or the Celestial armor. One gives you extra gold and one gives you extra souls. So I recommend extra gold at the beginning of the game so you can get into a better guild and because guild will make everything 30 times better all the way around the board. So I think gold is a better way to go early game. So that dragon armor, I think, is the one that gives you the gold bonus. Would be the one I want you to get first, but get that celestial also. You would get that next. You get one and then you get the other one. So the time in between getting them isn't like super long. It's only 500 gems. But yeah, the Celestial gives you souls, the Dragon gives you gold. So I would go with Dragon first so you can get to a good guild and be able to do guild tasks. And then souls would be next, so Celestial. But Death Knight is the way to go, is the first thing you should buy in the game. Gems of War, which class? I'm just gonna make these my own. Which class should you level first? I would say Orb Weaver because you get it first, and it has a green storm, and it will help with your Rowan team. After that, just do Titan class and Elementalist class. So like that, So Orb Weaver just because it pops up first. At least it did like a year ago, 6 months ago. Then Titan because it's the best class for early game and everything. And then Elementalist because it's one of the best classes in the game. Then you got Sentinel just so you can go get your Shield of Urskaya. Those are like 4 of the first classes you should do. But yeah, let's be done with which. So we did who, which. So who, what. Let's do what. Gems of War, what to spend gems on. So first thing you should spend gems on is the Dragon armor and the Celestial armor, unless you're buying the Death Knight armor. If you buy the Death Knight armor, which costs only $20 and gives you 100% extra gold, souls, and experience, if you're not buying anything in the game, because you should always buy Death Knight armor first. You shouldn't go buy like the campaign pass first. You shouldn't go buy other things first. You should buy the Death Knight armor first because that's going to be forever. 100% extra gold, souls, and EXP forever. And the sooner you decide you're going to spend money on the game or not, the sooner you should get the Death Knight armor and not waste time. But the first thing you should spend gems on in the entire game is Celestial Armor and Dragon Armor. Dragon Armor's first, it's 500 gems. Celestial Armor is second, that is also 500 gems. So that's 1,000 gems. That should probably get you started if you're asking what to spend gems on. What to never spend gems on is opening chests. Never spend gems on opening chests. You should almost never spend gems in any kind of shop or anything. You want to save your gems and just use them on events and stuff like that. Guild events, single player events for potions to buy up in the shop to get more turns. Never spend it on chests, and make sure you get the armor first. Celestial and Dragon. Gems of War, what to spend glory on? That's a good question. What to spend glory on? So you always want to make White Helm your home kingdom because it gives you pure glory. And what to spend glory on would be the shop, the glory shop. You go there, you can get your spoils of war every week. It costs a certain amount of glory. I can't remember how much. It's like between 5 and 10,000 glory. It's not like a ton, but you get 10 event keys, which is awesome. Event keys are really good. If you save up a bunch of event keys, you can get mythics and target certain mythics down. So the spoils of war is something to get every week with glory. And then your weekly event, your weekly troop is 300 glory to go get that new troop, the Glory Shop troop. This week it is Crystal Eggs. Sometimes those troops are good, sometimes they aren't. But the thing you're also getting with those is glory keys, gold keys, gold, arcane planes, trait stones. So arcane trait stones. So you want to save your glory. Keep saving it and saving it and saving it until you see a trait stone that you actually need. Like let's say you have Leprechaun, you've been looking for that green, purple trait stone because you can't. Like how do you empower like? I know Leprechaun's good, but I don't have him fully traded because I don't have the trait stone. How do I get this green and purple trait stone? We got to wait till the week where they have the green and purple trait stone in the glory shop. So when you're buying the crystal eggs or whatever glory troop is there, it'll also have a trait stone you can buy for 300 glory. So you can buy as many as you want. So save all your glory for that, and then buy trait stones like the Leprechaun, like the purple and the green one for Leprechaun, like the red and blue one for Mirage Queen, like the green and blue one for Queen Beatrix, like mostly legendaries and stuff like, and troops you use all the time that have good traits. You want to save all your glory and buy trait stones in the glory shop to then fully trait empowered troops and troops that have really good traits, like mythics, legendaries, stuff like that. After that, once you're done with that and you have everything traded and you're still buying spoils of war every week. After that, you can open chests with glory. It's not super recommended, but it's better than using gold or gems on chests. I would say glory is the one acceptable thing to use to open chests other than keys. So if you want to open a couple extra chests, glory isn't terrible, but make sure you have all your arcane trait stones that you need for all your troops to be fully traded, and make sure you grab that spoils of war that Monday once a week at the beginning of the week to get those event keys. And then after that, you can also go to the shop and like change glory into gold if you need it really bad. It's not a great thing to do. It's just a thing that you can do. I put that video out like a million years ago. I don't even know if it's still here, is it? Can you still do that? Is it gone now? Let's see. Because you used to be able to change glory into like a million gold. Oh, it is. It's the same thing. It's the Glory Shop troop. So if you use the Glory Shop troop, you get 5,000 gold for every 300 glory. So if you just keep going, you can go all the way up to however many you want. And if you buy, if you do 200 quantity, 260,000 glory gets you 1 million gold. So it's not a good deal or anything, but if you're like in desperate need of gold, you could use 60,000 glory to get 1 million gold. Like right now I have 500,000 glory. I could turn that into almost like 10 million gold. But that's what you spend glory on. Your spoils of war, and your glory shop troop, and your trait stones, and then after all of that, you can potentially open chests with it. Gems of War, what is Faction Horde? Faction Horde is the, and it's not spelled H-O-A-R-D, it's actually spelled H-O-R-D-E, so, by the way, but I think I know what you're talking about, whoever you may be. Horde, oh no, it is spelled H-O-A-R-D, I'm wrong, okay. Faction Horde is, it's your Horde level and your Horde quality for each different faction. So you're going to put treasure into you're going to use treasure to level up each faction. And you want your quality to be on 10. That way you have the best chance at getting the best loot out of your chest at the end of the faction. Each time you run through a faction, you have a horde quality 10 instead of like horde quality 1 or 2 or 3. You'll get better loot. Your delve chest level will go up. Your amount of gold, souls, glory, and ingots will go up. You want to get as close. You want to get a horde quality of 10. That's the first thing you want to do. So you're putting treasure in. You're getting your horde quality to 10. Then you're upping your level after that. So you're going to throw treasure into the you're adding treasure to upgrade quality, and you're going to just get more stats and potions and stuff every time you up your horde level. um, so you throw in treasure. You want to get a 100% chance. While you're doing quality, you want to get a 100% chance. You don't want to leave it under 100%. But when you're doing level, you can do whatever you want. You can just throw a bunch of sacred treasure at it, or genie's lamps, or king's crowns, or whatever. It's no big deal once you're just doing level. But the soft caps for level are 111, 133, 155, 177, and 200. You don't want to stop on any other horde level other than those. 100's okay because you get like max points. But like you want to go to 111 if possible because you get a magic stat. It's a soft cap. A magic stat plus a potion if you stop at 111, 133, 155, 177, or 200. It's right around there. Is when you get the next potion and the next double magic stat if you have the associated kingdom. Gems of War, what kingdoms? I think that's the same thing as earlier, like what kingdoms to level up first. So we're done with what? We did who, we did which, we did what. Let's do when. Who, what, when. Gems of War, when to use keys. Okay, so early game, when you have no troops, you want to use all your keys all the time. So you got gold keys, you got glory keys, guild chests, shiny, well, except for shiny keys. You got VIP keys maybe, event keys, and gem keys. So early game, you just want to use them all the time because you have no troops. So you might as well just open all your gold keys, especially if you have keys. I'm not talking about using gold or glory or gems on the chest. I'm talking about if you have keys. This person is asking Gems of War when to use keys. So gold keys, you just use them. Just use them all if you're early game. Also, if you're early game, use all your glory keys because you need legendaries, you need mythics, and they're in there. And you need epics still probably. You still need everything. Guild keys, you kind of want to wait till the end of the week because your guild will have a certain level. The more seals your entire guild gets, the higher your chest level will go. And that'll make it easier to get mythics and legendaries and stuff. So you want to wait until your chest level 6. But if you know that your guild never gets to chest level 6, just wait till Sunday. That's when they'll have their highest chest level, whether it's 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be. And wait till Sunday to throw those guild chest keys. And we're talking about days that aren't a new mythic week. Because at the beginning of the month, you have a new mythic, and it'll last for an entire week, and it's the only mythic available in the drop table. So I'm talking about every other day other than that 1 week at the beginning of the month where there's only one mythic available in the drop table. VIP keys, I mean, I have 7 that I haven't used because I got them for free, but you would use those when you're going for, I guess you would just open them if you're a beginner. Event keys, you're going to wait till a certain week. You're waiting for certain troops. Maybe you don't have Leprechaun yet, so you're going to wait for Bright Forest. Maybe you don't have certain troops that you're looking for. Just look at what kingdom they're associated to, like Ironhawk Adana, Tesla Adana, High King Arga. Look at his kingdom, and then that's when you would throw your event keys. You don't just throw those whenever you want. You kind of wait till a certain kingdom. Like this week we have Silverglade. The only troops you can get are Silverglade troops with your event keys. So you're only going to get like Queen Aurora, Will of Nisha, stuff like that. So you want to wait till it's a better week with a better kingdom to throw your event keys. And I think it behooves everybody to save their event keys and not just throw them willy-nilly. Just save them till you have thousands, and then throw them at a good kingdom. But early game as a beginner, you can kind of just, I prefer you save them, but if you're just super desperate, you could throw them. Gem keys, just throw them if you're a beginner. Okay, now we're talking about mid-game. Mid-game, you want to, I would say, throw all your gold keys. There's no reason to save them anymore, so use them all. Glory keys, depends how many legendaries, how many mythics you have. If you have all the epics and almost all the legendaries, and you have like half the mythics, you want to start saving your glory keys. But if you don't have all the epics and almost all the legendaries and half the mythics, you just keep throwing them like you're a beginner. Guild chest level 6. Definitely wait till it's level 6 if you're a mid-game player, and then throw those. And just make sure it's not a new mythic week. Event keys, same thing. Just save them up till you have thousands. I prefer you have like 3, 4, 5,000 before you throw them at a certain kingdom. And then gem keys, you can keep throwing them until you have almost every single legendary. That's kind of your cue to stop throwing your keys is once you have almost every legendary. If you have all the epics and you're just hunting down those last 5 to 10 legendaries, you might want to start saving all your keys because it gets way too random. It's diminishing returns. You're not going to get new troops. You're not going to get new mythics. So you might as well start saving all your keys, except for your gold keys. Saving all your keys. That way you can look for a new mythic that's the only one available. Maybe it's really good, and now you have all these keys you can throw at this really good mythic that's the only one available in the drop table. Instead of just keep throwing them willy-nilly, getting the same mythics over and over, the same crappy mythics. You're going to have to do diamonds. You're going to have to do event keys at that point once you have a certain amount of mythics and legendaries, because you're never going to get the ones that you need. So you have to target down certain ones with event keys and diamonds instead of regular keys. Gold keys, I think, are good for anybody can just open them. You won't really want to when you're high level, but they do have a little bit of gems in there, so you might as well everybody just all the time open all your gold keys. Glory keys, when you're in game, you save them up for new mythics. Gem keys, you save them up for new mythics. Gold chests, you save them up for new mythics. Event keys, you save up for the right kingdom, the right week to target that last mythic you need from that certain kingdom. And you save thousands. You don't throw hundreds, you throw thousands, or you're not going to get it. And then glory keys is also like in game. If you need gems, you can open up glory keys to get some gems, but also make sure you're getting every single new mythic before you do that, and you have a big stack of glory to back it up. I have 500,000 glory. I used to have 1,000,000, but I opened up like 500,000 to replenish my gem stack. But anyway, that's when to use keys. It's different depending on where you're at in the game. Beginners, just open all of your keys. Mid-game, you have to kind of evaluate how many of each thing you have due to diminishing returns. In-game, you kind of just save all your keys. When. Okay, I think that's done. We're done with when. Who, what, when, where. Gems of War, where to find gnomes. So you find gnomes in Explore and PvP, and during a vault event. You can find them anytime, but right now is a vault event currently as I speak. It is Friday, September 29th, 2023, and we have a vault event this weekend, so gnomes appear more often. That's all that the vault event means. They do appear, though, outside of the vault event. They're just way more rare. So they appear in Explore, and they appear in PvP. They also appear like other places, but those are the 2 places you actually will hunt them. So those are the 2 you need to know. And mostly just Explore. PvP is for people that I don't agree with how they play the game, but most people play Explore. The meta, the best way, is to play Explore, difficulty 1, and just keep killing enemies over and over and over so you have more chance at seeing a gnome. Every time you kill 4 enemies, it rolls the dice, and in the next battle, you could potentially have a gnome in that battle. You killed 4 enemies. Next battle, rolls the dice. You could have a gnome in that battle. And when there's a vault event, it's a higher chance. Instead of like you roll the 100-sided die and a gnome only appears when it's 90 plus. Well, during a vault event, it's more like when it's 75 plus or something, or probably better than that. Like normally it's probably 95 plus, and during a vault event it's like 75 plus or something. So they appear more often during a vault event, but just do Explore 1 with your Rowan team, your Ironhawk team, your Moon Mage team, and just kill as many enemies as fast as you can over and over and over and over. Don't make it more complicated than that. Explore 1, Wild Plains, somewhere like that, where you know you can kill all the enemies without them summoning or doing barrier or doing submerge or anything stupid or making it take longer or surviving or something. Wild Plains, Explore difficulty 1, Rowan, Ironhawk, or Moon Mage. That's it. And make sure you have stuff in the right order too. I've seen some, but just kill as many enemies as you can as fast as possible. Bang, 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 bang. Next battle, next battle, next battle, next battle, next battle. It's the only way you can get gnomes to appear more often. And some gnomes, like treasure gnomes, soul gnomes, glory gnomes, they appear way more often than like a Hoagie or a Cindy or a Dragonite gnome or a curse gnome. Those appear less often than the other gnomes too. So you got to really be cycling through enemies to get those Dragonite gnomes to appear or those verse gnomes to appear. The other place you can find gnomes is by crafting a Gnomapalooza in the Soul Forge. So you collect 4 different verses from 4 different gnomes. And when you do that, you can craft a thing called a Gnomapalooza in the Soul Forge, and you will see all gnomes. You will see all gnomes for like 15 minutes straight. So yeah, that's where you find gnomes, and you can do the same thing outside of a vault event. It's just not advised because they don't appear very often. The only time to really hunt gnomes is to do it during a vault event. So you will be hunting verse gnomes when you don't run a Gnomapalooza, and then you'll be when you run a Gnomapalooza, you're killing all the other gnomes to get your loot. Ironhawk, Rowan, Moonmage. Okay, that takes care of where. Who, what, when, where, why. Did I do when? Yeah. Okay, why? Nothing? Okay, so we'll just do how. How is going to be a big one. Gems of War, how to get weapons. I guess it depends what kind of weapons they're talking about, but there are weapons in the Soul Forge you can get. You can go to the Soul Forge. There's weapons there. That's the first thing that pops into my brain. There's a weapons tab, and you can get weapons there. But they will be the weapon from the Kingdom of the Week. So like right now we got Crystal Point for 300 diamonds and some jewels. We got Ethereal Shield. We got Wild Orb. Of course, there's always Dawnbringer, Duskbringer, Trick and Treat, Wand of Stars there. Emerald Blade. There's the Cursebreaker weapons there. There's a Ring of Crystal Ice, Crystal Fire, Ring of Fire and Ice. The red rockets there now. But weapons mostly from I can get them in the Soul Forge, and they change every week because every week it's a different kingdom, so there's different weapons there because the weapons are from the kingdom. So that's where you find most of your weapons. You can also buy weapons with real money. You can also get weapons from classes. Every 250 victories that you have will give you a weapon from a class. So like, for example, Doomsayer class. If you get 250 victories there, you get the Sin of Harvest, I think it's called. There's some really good class weapons. Sentinel, if you get 250, you go equip Sentinel. You go do something like Vault Event where you're killing a bunch of enemies. You get 250 victories real quick. You get the Shield of Urskaya. You get real good weapons. Thief class. Equip that bad boy. It doesn't even have, like, the hero doesn't even have to be on your team. You could be running Ironhawk and just put Thief as your class with no hero, and it still counts towards your 250 victories. And they track it for you. You can go to the class. You can look at how many victories you got, how much you have to go, and just do Ironhawk, equip Thief class, get 250 victories with Ironhawk, which shouldn't take that long when you're killing, like, you're doing like 6 battles a minute, and so you can do what, 360, what is it, 360 battles an hour. You get it in less than an hour. That's crazy. But yeah, you just do that with Thief, and then you get Skeleton Key weapon. There's lots of good weapons. Go check out Top 5 Class Weapons Sinnycool. Look that up. And go get those as your first class weapons. Another place you can get weapons is in the events. Like when you run an event, like your guild event or your single player event, there will be weapons in the shop that you can buy. And that's like the first time that they're available. And, it's hard to get them otherwise unless you go to the Soul Forge. So you want to grab those when you see them. It's for collection purposes a lot of the time. But like the Journey event, for example, right now in the shop, they had a weapon. It was the Silver Saber. So there's almost always a weapon in the current event that you can buy up to in the shop as well. So buying them with real money, buying them in events for gems, and while you're buying sigils and potions and stuff. The Soul Forge, class weapons. Isn't there? I think there's faction weapons too, but they're the same. You get them in the Soul Forge or in an event. So that's mostly how you get weapons. Oh, also, there is mastery weapons. So every time you level up, you get to choose between 2 colors. And what you want to do is choose brown as your first color whenever you see brown. Red is your second color whenever you see red. Purple is your third color whenever you see purple. And then like yellow is like the fourth color, maybe blue. Something like that. In that order, in that priority. Because you can get stuff like Mountain Crusher. You can get stuff like Black Manacles, Golden Cog. There's these weapons called mastery weapons. So every time you level up your hero level, you get a choice between 2 colors. It's not just a willy-nilly thing. You want to pick brown whenever you see it. If you don't see brown, pick red. If you don't see red, pick purple. If you don't see purple, pick yellow or blue. And then green is the worst because you're looking for those weapons. If you get a certain amount of brown mastery, you get a free weapon in the mail called Mountain Crusher. If you get a certain amount of brown and red mastery when you're leveling up, you get a weapon called Mang. If you get a certain amount of brown and purple mastery in the mail, they'll send you black manacles. You know, you got to pick the right mastery. You don't just do whatever you want. Gems of War, how to get mythic troops. I did a whole video on this, so if you need more information, do Gems of War, how to get mythics, Sinnycool. But how to get mythic troops, you throw keys. At first, at the beginning of the game, you're going to be getting glory keys. You're going to be getting guild chest keys. You're going to be getting gem keys, event keys, and all that. You'll just be throwing, like we were talking about earlier, where you're a beginner and you're just throwing all your keys. It's a random chance for every key that you do, except for gold keys, that you could get a mythic. Like glory keys, it is a 0.01% chance every time you throw a glory key that you could get a mythic. Gem keys, it is a 0.1% chance, so it's slightly higher. And then you have guild chests. If you get into a good guild, it's another good reason to be in a good guild. It's a 0.11% chance, so the highest in the game if you got the level 6 guild chest to get a mythic. So throwing keys is the first way you're going to get mythics. Another way early on in the game that you're going to get mythics, I feel, these days, is going to be those dragon eggs. So you're doing your dungeon every day. You're getting your diamonds. You're also getting your Dragonite if you get a perfect, or you're buying Dragonite. Eventually, you get enough Dragonite, 500, to open an egg, and now you've got a mythic boss dragon. So that's one of the first ways to get a mythic in the game. So boss gem dragons, just random mythics and stuff from opening keys early game. And then eventually you're saving your diamonds, you're saving your event keys, you're targeting down certain mythics from certain kingdoms with event keys, and you're using your diamonds, you're saving them up, you're saving 4,000 diamonds, so you can then go to the Soul Forge, and there's 4 different mythics every week in the Soul Forge. They're in a pool. When you see the 4 in the Soul Forge, they get taken out of the pool, and then the next week they pick 4 more out of the pool, and now you have a chance to craft those, and then they take those and they put them out of the pool, and they pull another 4 out of the pool until we see every single mythic. So if you have 4,000 diamonds, you will get Ironhawk. You just have to have patience. It's not RNG. It will be in the Soul Forge at some point. They take it out, they put it to the side, they grab from the pool. So we will see every single mythic go through that Soul Forge. It's a cycle. So you save up your diamonds, you wait for certain mythics in the Soul Forge. That's how you target and get good mythics. Otherwise, you're just throwing keys, getting random stuff until you have diminishing returns, and then you save your keys, and there's a new mythic at the beginning of every month that you could throw your keys at then, and make sure you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. Throwing keys randomly, you could get Amnesia 50 times in a row. You could get some Fallen Vowdies action. You could just get mythics you already have. But if you save your keys late game and you see a new mythic that you don't have that is potentially good, now you know it's the only thing available for a whole week. You can then throw your keys at that and know that you're going to get a certain thing, and you know what you're going to get instead of like randomly getting mythics you already have. That's how you get mythic troops, basically. Throwing keys, saving diamonds, saving event keys. There's other stupid random ways to get mythics that you shouldn't count on, like in certain events and like legendary tasks and stuff, but it's not something you can really control. It's just a really random lucky thing that happens. All right, how to get legendary troops. Same way. It's the same exact thing as mythics, just a little bit easier. You're going to be throwing keys at the beginning of the game at glory chests, at gem chests, at guild chests, and you will have a chance at legendaries. So for glory keys, the chance at legendary is 0.5%. The chance at gem is 2% for a legendary. And then a level 6 guild chest, the chance to get a legendary is 2.25%. So they're easier to get than mythics, and you can also get them in the underworld, by the way. There are legendary troops in the underworld, and you should definitely do City of Thieves 3 times a day, every single day on level 20, and never go past level 20. Use your Rowan team. Go check that out. Rowan Sinnycool if you need a Rowan team. Go check out my, I started a new account. I've done that 2 times. There's 2 playlists of me restarting the entire game recently in the last year or 2, not like 5 years ago. Sinnycool beginner guide or Sinnycool starting over or something like that. You can find those as well. You go to the underworld, City of Thieves every day, get your chaos shards, open portals, get King Gobtruffle, get Queen Beatrix, King Gobtruffle's in Amnathrax. Queen Beatrix is in the Deep Hive. You got the Mirage Queen and Sunken Fleet. You got Gargoyle and Hall of Guardians. You got all these good legendaries. I don't think Gargoyle's a legendary, but you know what I mean. You got all these good troops down here in the Underworld. Don't forget about that. Queen Beatrix in the Deep Hive, one of the best in the game, legendary. All you have to do is do City of Thieves 3 times a day, save up your Chaos Shards, and go throw them at the Deep Hive. Legendaries are easier, way easier to get than Mythics. There's even an entire other way to get them. And they're also in the Soul Forge, and they only cost 800 diamonds. You don't want to be doing that too often unless you see something like Tesla, which is this week. Tesla's available, who's totally worth 800 diamonds because she's one of the best legendaries in the entire game. But you don't want to be getting like top 20 legendaries in the Soul Forge because you can get them other ways. You can just get a bunch of legendaries from the underworld and be fine. You don't need mythics, you don't need legendaries. So don't ever feel like you gotta get something because you don't have to. But yeah, to get legendary troops, see how to get mythic troops, but add in that they're easier to get and you can get them in the underworld. Gems of War, how to get Dragonite. So Dragonite mostly is from the dungeon. You do your dungeon every single day because you want diamonds, right? You want jewels. Jewels will buy you weapons. Diamonds will buy you legendaries and mythics. You want those, right? So you do them every single day. Then there is, if you get a perfect, you can get 120 up to 120 Dragonite for any time you pick a perfect dungeon. That just means you only pick fights and you don't pick traps. So that's how you get Dragonite. Is you picked perfect in the dungeon. You get up to 120 Dragonite a day doing that. Then there's a dungeon offer where it's 300 gems for 60 Dragonite. In case you're just not having any luck, but you do have a lot of gems, you could go ahead and buy that every day for 300 gems for 60 Dragonite. Also, the vault event right now, Dragonite Gnomes pop up more often right now. So you want to be running that quick explore difficulty 1 with Rowan or Ironhawk, and you want to be trying to find those Dragonite Gnomes. You want to get those Gnomapaloozas. That way you can get those Dragonite Gnomes and that Dragonite. You want to keep track of how long you got left in your Gnomapalooza. That way if you see a Dragonite Gnome at the end of a Gnomapalooza, you can wait and just let it sit until the Gnomapalooza is over so you get the entire loot drop instead of a nerfed loot drop. Gnomapaloozas have a nerfed loot drop because you kill them so quickly that loot was just flying out of the door. So they had to nerf it a little bit, but if you wait until the Gnomapalooza is entirely over, the music stops, and you have like a Dragonite Gnome over there with 3 other gnomes, then you can get the entire drop if you wait till the music stops, which could be up to like 50 Dragonite if you see a Dragonite Gnome. One other way to get Dragonite would be the Underspire. It's like the 7th dragon. You gotta spend like 1,000 gems to get there, though. Gems of War, how to get vault keys. You get them right now through the vault event. You do explore 1 with one of the teams I mentioned over and over and over and over in Wild Plains or somewhere similar, and gnomes pop in, you kill them, they have a chance at dropping a vault key. And then you get the other burst gnomes, you do a Captain Planet Gnomapalooza, then you have 15 minutes of only gnomes, and that's where you're going to get the bulk of your vault keys, is during Gnomapaloozas. Also, is a thing called pity keys. They don't call it pity keys in the game, but we decided that's the name of it, is pity keys. It says Gnome Vault, defeat 10 loot gnomes in battles to earn a vault key in this event. So when you kill 5 gnomes, they'll send you 1 vault key to the mail. When you kill 10, they'll send you another one. 15, another. 20, another. On and on and on. And maybe it even doubles. It could be, but I think it's like by every 5. So, 5 gnomes, you get a key. 10 gnomes, you get a key. 15, you get a key. They send it to your mail. They're called pity keys in case you aren't getting vault keys from gnomes. If you see 5 gnomes, they're going to send you 1 vault key to the mail. But that's mainly how you get vault keys, is from gnomes. There's other ways, like you can craft them in the Soul Forge. You get them for rewards for certain events, just here and there. You can get a vault key from a vault key, but mostly it's during the vault event. Killing gnomes, doing Gnomapaloozas is how you get vault keys, and then the pity keys, of course. And vault keys are the best thing in the game, have the best loot in the game. That's why vault event is the best in the game. And you should be focused on getting vault keys and not pets and not anything else. Don't slow yourself down. Don't do anything except for kill enemies as quickly as possible and run Gnomapaloozas, because vault keys are your goal, not anything else. Because vault keys have gems, gold, souls, glory, everything in them. All the good stuff, and lots of it. Gems of War, how to get souls. Do the vault event. You'll get tons of souls when you open your vault keys. You'll get tons of souls while you're doing Explore 1 over and over and over and looking for gnomes, looking for verses. You'll get a bunch of souls. While you're doing Gnomapaloozas, after you get those verses, you'll get a bunch of souls. After the vault event, when you're opening your vault keys, you'll get tons and tons of souls, like 60,000 at a time. That's the main way to get souls these days. Now, the sensational people that want to get lots of views on their videos will tell you that you can soul farm as well outside of a vault event with something like Sacrificial Priest or, Ferris Ra, stuff like that. I don't think it's that needed if you aren't wasting souls and you're doing the vault event properly. You don't really need to soul farm if you're not like blowing souls on random troops and random stuff, and you're only leveling up stuff you're actually using, and then you're patient and you do the vault event super hard. I think you don't need to soul farm at all. You can get enough souls for a Dawnbringer from like one vault event if you really want it. Gems of War, how to get shiny tokens. Through Journey, Invasion, Raid, and Tower of Doom. The new rewards that they put in the game for those events. They added to the end of the rewards. It used to only go up to like a certain point, like 12 or so, stage 12. Now it goes up to stage 16, and you get like 6 shiny keys from 13 to 16. You get 6 shiny keys from those events. So you're going to have to do a little bit more. You might have to spend a little bit more in the shop to get to that those shiny keys. But yeah, you get 6 shiny keys and some shiny tokens for the troop of the week from that. That's the only place to really get them right now is through the Journey, the Invasion, the Raid, and the Tower of Doom at the end of the reward. So you got to go pretty far to get those shiny keys. Make sure you save them up. Don't just open them up. Eventually, they're going to add like legendaries and mythics to be shinied, and you want to have a bunch of shiny keys to, shiny like High King Iron Gut or shiny like Phoenicia. You don't want to be shiny in like a random dude right now. And that's shiny tokens, shiny keys, same thing. It's the same thing. Shiny tokens, I think you can technically get from opening shiny keys, but same thing for both. How to get Orb of Ascension. Vault event right now. Do the vault event. Every single Chaos Orb that you see, chase it down and get it. And Vault Keys have Chaos Orbs. Vault Keys have Orb of Minion, Orb of Glory, the biggest ones, the little ones, the middle ones. It has all of those, right? Because they have Chaos Orbs. They have the major Orb of Chaos, which can turn into any other orb. So Orb of Ascension is also available inside of any Orb of Chaos. There's major orbs, there's just regular orbs. And every time you get one, it'll open it for you, and you have a chance at an Orb of Ascension, which is the light blue orb that will fully ascend your troop or give it the next level if it's the small one. But most people don't even need those anymore because we have so many. But if you're a beginner or mid-game player, you might still need Orb of Ascension. You get them from mostly Vault Keys and Chaos Orbs. So in an event like Journey right now, we get a major Orb of Chaos for stage 16. And events, doing events, guild events, single player events will also get you Chaos Orbs. But the vault event's the best place to get them. But when it's not a vault event, just get those events done, chase those orbs. The class event has orbs, like the arena has orbs. Every event has orbs. So just chase those Chaos Orbs. And the leaderboards have orbs too, by the way. So maybe chase a leaderboard for extra orbs. If you're looking for Zul'Goth, I think that's why that question is here, because people need Orb of Ascension to craft Zul'Goth. You want to see every single freaking Chaos Orb you can get your hands on, you want to go chase it down. If that means trying for the class event leaderboard, that means trying for the class event leaderboard. But right now is Vault event, and if you need Chaos Orbs, if you need Zul'Goth, you can get it right now. You can get Zul'Goth, you can get Dawnbringer, you can get everything. So just get it's got all the loot you need in it. All those Vault Keys do. Gems of War, how to get the lovers. This is the last one I'm going to do for today. How to get the lovers, it's a tarot card, so same way as everything else that I've been talking about. Do the vault event, get as many vault keys as you can. Take those vault keys when the vault event is over, because you don't want to open your vault keys as soon as you get them, because you're wasting time. You could be getting more vault keys right now, and you don't get extra loot if you open a vault key during a vault event. It's the same loot whether you open the vault key when the vault event's over or when it's going on. So the smart thing to do is to wait and open your vault keys after the event's over so you can get as many as you can during the vault event. Because once the vault event's over, the gnomes aren't appearing more often on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's the time to then open your loot, your vault keys. But yeah, when you open Vault Keys, you have a chance at getting tarot cards, and the Lovers is one of those tarot cards. And it's one of the harder things to get because there's so many tarot cards now. So it's like just a random chance that when you open a Vault Key, that you might get the Lovers. So yeah, to get a tarot card, you have to open Vault Keys, and lots of them. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked this. I hope it was a good companion piece to you playing the Vault event. Good luck in the Vault event. Remember to run those Ironhawks, those Roans, those Moon Mages, explore 1, Wild Plains. Don't get distracted by anything else. Kill as many enemies as you can as fast as you can. Get those Vault Keys. And good luck doing it. My mic died twice during this. That isn't good. That means it's really long. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for that spoiler video. Peace out.